What a better way to open the show and to introduce our first guest, Samaritan Purse. Like as I said, they're a fantastic charity, they're an international charity, and with us today is their national manager, Ian McDougall, and our state manager here in WA is, of course, Julie Guelphy.
Guelphy.
I knew I'd stuff it up. Guelphy.
Yes.
We both stuffed it up, I think. Guelphy. Yes. Welcome. At least we can laugh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in today. Ian, tell us the role of Samaritan's Purse. Why was it created and what does it do?
Samaritan's Purse was actually started by Bob Pearce, and who also started World Vision. And it's now run by Franklin Graham, who is Billy Graham's son. And we're an international Christian organisation that does disaster relief, international relief, which includes projects, water projects, food projects, and assisting people in need. And the largest project that we have is Operation Christmas Child, which is the shoebox gift, which Melissa just sang about so beautifully.
How long has that been running?
Since in Australia, it's 1993. And currently, last year we did 290,437 shoeboxes, to be precise. And out of Western Australia, we got
35,654.
That's correct.
Well done, Julie Guelphy. So we got it right, Julie?
Yes. Yeah, and that's what we do.
Julie, what's your role here in WA? How do you help us make sure we do the right thing?
Well, my role is to coordinate all my volunteers and all the people that work for us are volunteers. Amazing people, absolutely passionate about Operation Christmas Child and how we change children's lives with the shoeboxes. So I coordinate all the teams that are putting together the boxes and going out and doing presentations.
Is there a lot of people that work behind the scenes?
Absolutely. We, just in our processing centre alone, over what we call processing time, which is October, November and early December, we have over 400 people. The rest of the year we would have just endless amounts of people right around the state who are going out, conducting presentations, talking to schools, talking to community groups, just going out shopping. When the sales are on, particularly on our Facebook page, they're always letting people know where the latest bargain is. And of course then they get all these people that are like seagulls over a chip.
And I asked you before off air, do people like Colgate and Coles and people like that, do they come through and say, here's 100 boxes of this or 50 boxes of that? And are you open to that sort of donation? Are you happy to receive donations from large companies?
We're very much open to that sort of thing. We don't have large companies like Colgate and that assisting us in that way, but we'd love them to come on board.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that they can give you, because the type of things, we'll talk more about what we want to put in the box, but each state in Australia does this charity work.
Correct.
WA, we're focusing on what part of the world?
We focus on Southeast Asia and the Pacific because they're the countries closest to us.
So would I be right in thinking, Ian, that say if you lived in Sydney, where do you support? Do we still support that part, or is it the whole of Australia?
From nationally, all of Australia and New Zealand look after Southeast Asia and Pacific. We have 5 countries.
Yep.
So we go into Papua New Guinea, we go into Fiji, we go into Thailand, we go into Cambodia, and we go into Vietnam. Now, the way it works is that as the shoeboxes are collected, and because they're coming in from volunteer groups all over the states, when we get enough to fill a container, and we send them in 40-foot containers, right, which is 10,000 shoeboxes per container, we then send that depending on where the need is first. So in Western Australia's case, we've sent last year we sent 2 containers to Vietnam, 1 to Cambodia, 1 to Papua New Guinea from here.
And I would say with disasters that was happening last year, we've had so many disasters.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you helped out a lot of countries.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Let's talk, Julie, about the box itself. How does it work? Let's start me from the beginning to the end.
Well, what happens, we have people who ring up, they want the brochures. This is
because I've got the box here, so I'll show people what the box looks like.
On the brochure it explains what goes in the box, what you can't put in the box, and there's lots of things that you can't. There's your girl-boy label, and a place, because we need $9 with each box.
Now the $9 helps with all the fees and all the costs, doesn't it?
All the
costs. It covers the complete project costs in Australia and in New Zealand and to our receiving countries.
Can people give you more than $9? So if I wanted to give you $50, can I make, or there's no limit?
Absolutely.
And in Australia, over $2, we do have tax deductible giving. for cash donations.
I've got a box in front of me. Now, I'll just show it to the screen. That's the sticker you were talking about. Who wraps the boxes with all the decorations? Well,
it's usually the person that's donating the box, or in our case, we have a lot of people who that is their passion, just covering boxes. Certainly not mine, but other people love covering boxes.
So do I have to come to you to get the box, or can I just get my own shoe
Any
box?
shoe store, so long as it's no bigger than a sheet of A4 paper. And then there's a selection of things. Now
I'll hold up some of the things for you to make it easy.
Something to wear, which we've got a beanie in there, and there's also a pair of thongs, I think, in there as well for you.
I've claimed those.
Something to love, and it doesn't matter the age of the child. They love something.
So you've got the thongs there.
So a pair of thongs.
Now, I was looking at this on the promo, and some people think, oh, they're simple things.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. These are the simple things these kids don't have, or these people in the country, in these countries don't have. There's a soap
and face washer.
A face wash.
Now, we can't put toothpaste in because there's a number of reasons. It's toxic in quantity, but there's lots of things to play with in there. Sharpener, if you're putting pencils in,
and
please.
I'll hold that up. You've got rulers in there.
Yes.
Go on, what were you saying about the pencils?
If you're putting pencils in, put a pencil sharpener in. If you're putting crayons, make sure you put it in a plastic bag so the oil doesn't leak out of them. But you need school supplies for the children. And a comb.
A comb.
Because often they don't have those sorts of things. Tennis balls.
That makes you king. When you get your tennis ball in country, you have something to play with.
You've made it.
You've made it.
Now, you know, the box is filled by the individual. So, say this was my box, Julie. I would fill it nice and neatly. I bet it doesn't work now, try and put everything back. But once I filled the box, okay, I pop the lid on, I crush the bear.
Now, you've suffocated the bear.
As you can see, I'll probably need some classes but that's the box. If it looks like that, they'll be really happy. If you make it chock-a-block. No food or peripheral items?
No.
We don't want any of that?
No, we've got customs regulations we have to comply with, and their food that they eat is different to ours anyway, but you also don't need to make the child sick eating things that are probably not going to agree with them. But the box, once you've filled it, it then goes to one of our drop-off points, which are over the period of October, is listed on our website.
So October's the drop-off time?
Yes. And then they come into our processing centre in Balcatta, and we have to physically check every box.
So you would open that and do what I just did. You'd empty it out, make sure it's safe and responsible.
Yes. But at the same time, making sure that we maintain the integrity of the box, how you've packed it. We can only remove what can't go legally, so we've got to make sure that we honour the way that you have packed that box. If there's any error in the box, then we might pop a few things into a corner or
so
what
you've got some spare items.
So that, yes, and a lot of people donate mountains of stuff all year round. We had a lady last year, 102 years old, who has donated 700 knitted toys over the last 3 years.
That's a fantastic generosity from someone in the public.
And I mean, 102 years old, I mean, her parting comment to me was, I'll see you next year. And I'm sure I will.
Do you know what I think? I think it's so nice that it's a charity which the public is so behind. The public are doing, giving, the public are making things, the public are donating. It's also nice to have corporate partners where people actually give you items to fill the gaps.
That's right.
So we do have a couple of companies that do stuff for us, but we don't get massive quantities.
And basically the box is then posted off to those countries.
It's sent by ship. We containerise them and send them over, and then we have volunteer teams in country that distribute them again. So the staff that we have is very small. I'll
come back and wrap up, but I just want to have a look. This is what happens when the boxes arrive to those countries. There's a small clip. Have a look and we'll come back and thank our guests. There you go. He looked like he just won a gold Logie, I think. That's how important it is, and that's the reason why you do what you do, because kids like that, they get just amazing pleasure out of a box that we probably think every kid in Australia already has all of this.
Yes. And it changes their lives because they've got nothing, and then to all of a sudden understand that that is theirs.
Fantastic.
That's huge.
Great job, guys. Thank you to Ian and thank you to Julie for coming in today. If you'd like more information, Samaritan Purse does have its own website, but you can check out ours. We had it up before, but if you could check out ours at thecouch.com.au. That is thecouch.com.au. It's on screen right now. We will have a link. There is one there right now permanently for Samaritan's Purse, and you can help them out. Thank you to Ian and thank you to Julie for coming in today.
Thank you for having
Wonderful
us.
charity, and we will have you back again.
Thank you.
Talk some more charity stuff.